This is Dr. David Allen coming to you on the television program, People Helping People. We have a very special program today because this summer, a number of young Bahamians are doing a kind of internship with the family program. And they're getting a chance to see firsthand how the family works, but how that the family is a kind of breathing chamber for our country. With me is Kennedy Roll and Deja Forbes. We'll let you both tell the public who you are in your studies at which university. Let's start with Deja first.
As you said, my name is Deja Forbes. I'm currently a third-year student at Acadia University. I'm majoring in psychology, and my minor is sociology.
Well, good day. My name is Kennedy Roll. I am transitioning into my fourth year of university. I am a psychology and sociology major at St. John's University in Minnesota.
Wow. Deja and Kennedy, what's it been like for you just to sit in and observe the inner workings of the Bahamian mind or the Bahamian soul? What was it like for you, Deja? Did it surprise you or stuff you know already?
I think that it's real. It's not necessarily scary or sad specifically, but it will always be different emotions when you put yourself in other people's shoes and you feel what they feel. But it's just a reminder that we're all human. It always brings us back to that point where we watch things on TV and we separate ourselves from the experience, but when you're in the family, you will remember like it's you and it's me. It happens to all of us. So it definitely brings us back to who we are.
Kennedy?
Well, just like Deja said, I completely agree that it's always so easy to just exclude yourself from the actual mindset, that possibility of it happening to you until it actually happens. And then when it's involved in the family, it's something that you never truly grasped until you actually go through the motions of it.
I was watching you face to face on Saturday when the two brothers were talking. What were you feeling?
For me, it felt a tad bit relatable.
Sorry?
For me, it felt a tad bit relatable.
Relatable.
Yes.
I mean, you were familiar with what they were feeling?
Yes. And to actually see their full expression of it, it personally for me, it just became something that I automatically clicked with.
You did, because you said something to encourage them.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were coming from your own heart at that point.
Yes, sir. Because personally for me, my grandmother, she also struggles with her own issues as well at home. And over the years, having to help her with essentially a whole lot of different things, to actually see someone else go through the same things that I have just made me automatically just think that, wow, you never truly know what people are going through until you actually sit down and have a meaningful conversation with them. And you never understand just how much emotional turmoil they may be experiencing and just the overall pressure to actually support themselves and their families and whatever they can be.
So you're saying Bahamians don't necessarily tell you what's going on. You see them every day, but we really don't know each other.
Yes. Bahamians to me are people that try their best to put on a face to people around them.
We do a good job.
Yes, you do a great job at it.
Is that because we're a tourist culture? We have to show the tourists we're okay?
Well, I believe
We're
that
on
is
show
I believe that is a part of it.
24/7.
Yeah, I believe that is also a part of it. But more so in terms of personal things, because a multitude of people around the Bahamas, we pride ourselves on appearing the best that we can.
Is there something wrong with that?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it per se, but also it can be detrimental in the fact of you're too prideful in order to try and get help.
Somebody says no one knows the Bahamian mind. They could be with you sometime for 5, 10, 20 years, but you don't know what's happening in their soul.
Yes.
Does it mean we're hidden, Deja? Are we a hidden people? I mean, you look good, I know, but are we hidden? And why is that?
I believe that we're prideful. I think
You're what?
prideful.
What's prideful?
It's where we always want to appear the best, like we're doing the best, we're looking the best, and kind of live this shell of a perfect life when we all know that's not true. Everybody has their own problems.
You say
So
Bahamians know it's not true, but we go along as if it's true. So are you guys saying we're all acting?
we're acting in the public, and we act not only in the public, but a lot of times in the home. And then the only time that we are our true selves is really when we are very much by ourselves, or in those moments where you cannot hold it together anymore, and then the anger comes out, the rage comes out, and the extreme sadness comes out because you held everything in so long. You put on the face for so long and you just can't hold it anymore.
We need to do it that way.
Well, I can firmly say that it's not a healthy way to go about things, because you can only hold things in for oh so long until it eventually consumes you and it comes out in a way that is detrimental to yourself and also the people around you. Because in a lot of families around the Bahamas, even though it's something that's unspoken of in the general public, but there's a lot of times where people will have conflict within themselves, and the projection of said conflict within themselves towards their family and their friends around them, which also just spreads around negative feelings, negative ways of thinking. And for me personally, that furthermore just leads on to what exactly is our greatest problem as Bahamians. That being that we are a people that don't know how to resolve conflict, whether that be for ourselves or people around us. And
But you can't resolve what you don't know. So if you're not aware of your conflict, or don't work through your conflict, or talk your conflict, in fact, the new thing is that you only get aroused if you're internally aroused. So if you're not working on your stuff, you're walking around what? Like a firecracker. It's not lit yet. So when somebody crosses you or blows up, even in the family now, as intra-family value increase, that we're just aroused on the edge. And it'd be so simple just to say, can I talk with you? Why can't we just talk in our families and with our friends? Why can't we just talk, Deja? Just talk.
It comes from the generational hurt.
The generation what?
Hurt.
Hurt. Oh, you don't talk your stuff. Child, that's our family. Don't let your family down. Wow. Would you guys like to change it, or not interested?
Definitely.
yes, of
Definitely.
course, of course.
So you say the younger people are deciding they don't want to go that way. They're more overt.
Well, I believe in our generation, me and Deja. Our generation is a generation that has the, how do I say this? Our generation, they have the potential in order to correct where previous generations have went wrong when it comes to expressing our emotions in a meaningful and a way that we can grow from it. That being said, for like my personal life, between me and my family, like over the years, there's been times where we've struggled to understand each other because the separation from generation to generation in terms of how people conduct themselves, how people express their emotions, express their concerns. Over time, I found that the more and more that you try to understand each other, the more and more that you'll be able to advance yourselves. With that said, I firmly believe that it is vital for majority of families in our nation that you cannot advance yourselves and the relationships between you and your family unless you seek first to understand each other.
Deja, what do you think about internal family systems?
Like I mentioned before, I think it's a lot of hurt, but it comes from not knowing as well. It comes from not being taught how to talk, not being taught how to make space in between the things that you experience and the way that you choose to respond to it. And so, because we're constantly on the go of just reacting and we see something and then we not respond, but we react to it immediately. We 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 go on for so long of just reactions, reactions. We raise kids like that. They react to everything. We never talk to them about talking things through or experiencing life in a slower way, and instead of just quickly responding and doing this and doing that. And so it just gets passed on that we just we react. It's just I react and I never learn differently, and I teach my kid the same thing. And a lot of times it's you say that you teach someone something differently, but your actions, the way that you live will always be the truest self that shows.
But aren't there our parents trying to protect us by not sharing what they're going through, by putting food on the table, money on the in your school pocket, or school bag? Aren't they trying to protect us?
They
They don't want to
are.
bother you with what, and even though they're hurting sometime and suffering, they're trying to give you the good life, and they don't want to spoil that for you. They want to make it better for you. Is that okay? They're trying to make it better for you, Kennedy and JJ. Is that wrong?
Well, in a sense, it is. It is wrong because, like
No,
I
but they want to
said,
give you the chance of not having their pain.
but your truest self will always be there. You will put on a display for kids, like we mentioned before in the family. Kids always know. You
Kids
say one
always
thing,
know.
you say one thing, but your actions, your attitudes will always be the truest thing that people will always see, and they will always notice it no matter how hard you try to hide it.
So kids know when their parents are hurting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they go along with the not knowing to what? Make their family happy. Kennedy, is that lying?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say it was just straight up lying, but it's more so just deceit. Because yes, you may try and act as though things aren't as bad as they are, but people in the family, especially children, like we said, they're going to know over time. Yeah, you may
How the
fool.
kids have intuitive knowing, or they're not told, but they have intuitive knowing. How do kids know they know?
I mean, just like Deja said, it's all through action, expression. Like,
And see, kids pick up everything.
yes,
The parent may not say it, but they're picking up.
yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
yes. It's very, very, very easy for children to just say, okay, I know mommy and daddy, I know they're struggling right now in terms of may it be paying bills, may that be putting food on the table, may that be, having enough money in their pockets to actually enjoy the finer things in life. And with that said, it always comes back to just how long can you hold that facade, and also just how long can your child hold the facade as well, instead of actually getting it out there and out there on the table. Because it's easy to fool like a small little kid who's about 4 or 5 years old, but when the child ages, they become way more open to the world and actually viewing what's wrong. And then they go home and they see what's wrong in their family as well, and family structures that are malfunctioning.
Wow. We're going to take a break and be right back.